So it's just about 1 week before the fall equinox at Kawanui Farm in Kona at the 1,500-foot level. And we're going to have a short conversation this morning with Jerry Herbert. He is in the midst of doing a 2-year research project with Sayre Farmer Rancher Grant. And he's been looking at developing varieties, grape varieties for Hawaii. So it's now almost fall. We're almost 6 years into this project. Good morning, Jerry.
Morning.
What are you seeing here in the southern orchard? Vineyards.
Yes, this is the garden vineyard, and we have some really interesting things going on here. This here is the 13B. It has the Shuttleworthy wild grape in it, and you can see it's thriving, I would say. Now, this one right next door, this one here, is one of Munson's grapes. He's one of the grape man of Texas, and it has no introduction to the subtropics. And you can see that this is what's left of it. The Chinese beetles have just massacred it. So this guy's on probation, and I'll wait 1 more year to see if it'll perk up next year. If not, it's out of here. And then right behind it is Isabella. I collected 5 different Isabellas from all over the island. That's a type of grape that grows fairly well here, but it has its own problems. But anyway, this is the best one, and so I took out the other ones, and it's just starting to, its leaves are, as you can see there, they get like this, and then the edges start to die back, and this leaf is just about ready to fall out. So that's what it does here in the subtropics. And
so Jerry, is the summer fruiting season for all these varieties over?
For these it is. For the Nesbitt on my left here, is just starting to put out its grapes. So it got hit really hard this year too, because we have 100 inches of rain, and of course grapes are not supposed to have that much grain on them. They use like a drier climate, but it's a good one to vet for because we saw over 100 inches last year and this year, and we're going to see who survives all of this semi-torture because of the climate change. And so that's part of vetting grapes, is to see who can get through the interesting weather we have, gully washers or drought.
So what are some of the characteristics that you see in these grapes that all have tropical parents when there's over 100 inches of rain a year? What are some of the challenges that these grapes face?
My 3 favorites, of course, it's Shuttleworthy, Simpsoni, and Smalleyana. Those 3 are the grapes from Florida, South Florida. So they have their foot in the subtropics down at the very bottom of, and so they would more likely do much better here in the subtropics, and so that's what I'm basing the whole experiment on. And so far it's looked really good. I've gone through about 45 different grapes that I thought might be able to do well, and most of them for one reason or another didn't make the grade, and so I took them out. And that's part of the vetting of grapes here, because there are no books, there are no people that know anything about grapes in the subtropics. So I'm kind of out on the pioneering stage here. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if these grapes were in, let's say, California or somewhere on the continent right now, and it was fall, what would they look like?
Well, it's Mediterranean climate in California, and basically you just stick any grape in the ground, and it'll start growing a European grape. You can't do that in the in most of the United States. It won't work. So, and here, yeah, we don't know, but we're learning fast, and so that's what we're working on.
But in the fall, don't all the grape leaves turn yellow?
No, not at all.
No, I mean in California.
Oh, in California, yeah. Ron Lombaugh wrote the book about it, and he has pictures of himself going through his vineyard, and everything is yellow. All the grapes that are hanging all over the place, they're all yellow. Beautiful, but I don't think we're going to get that here.
And so then after they turn yellow, then the leaf eventually just falls off?
It falls off,
at the
yeah,
first freeze?
especially from the first freeze.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So here, we're not going to get a freeze.
Nope.
So how are you going to deal with all those leaves?
That's the question we're working on. Some grapes can take it, taking their leaves off to, so they're more or less hibernating for a couple of months, especially December, January, and February. And that's kind of where we are now, and some grapes like it and some don't, and so that's what I'm trying to weed through, the ones that do, and those are the ones we're working with now.
All right, so maybe we'll come back in like December when you're de-leafing some of these varieties, and we'll do a little video right then.
Oh, good idea. Yeah.
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 Okay.
Say.
All right, thanks a lot, Jared.
You bet.